Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to tell you about Deloitte interview question and my experience of Deloitte interview. So let's get started. So this is the interview process. There were total 3 rounds. The first round was technical round 1 in which they asked me about the basic core Java questions. The second round was framework level questions they asked, and the last and the final round was HR round in which just a salary discussion was there. So this was for the role of consultant and the location was Hyderabad. It was for the experience of 3 plus years and the interview type was online. So this was the question first. So they asked me about the architecture of the project and then they asked me to write a program on Fibonacci series by using the Java 8. And then they asked what is the difference between map and flat map of Java 8. Then they asked, how will you print the first non-repeated character from a string by using Java 8? So the next question was, what is the difference between put and patch in REST API? And how are you monitoring your application? And they asked me one basic question like when to use array list and when to use the linked list and how concurrent hash map works. What is future object and where can we use this future object? So this was all about the first technical round. It went for around 30 to 40 minutes. There were few more questions which I am not able to recollect at this moment. So whatever the question I am able to recollect, I have all given. And the next round was the technical round 2 in which it was a framework level. So they asked me what is the difference between Spring and Spring Boot. And the next was like tell me about your application architecture. And at this time it was more into the deeper of the architecture about and like then was like how are you securing your Spring Boot application or your application, then what is the difference between interceptor and the filter, when a user story has been given to you what will be your first step after that. So this was he was trying to understand like what will be my approach to a particular story or the task. Then when a production issue comes up, what will be your first step? Again, he was trying to identify like if a production issue is coming, then what will I do? I mean, if I'm in the production support or some, ticket came to me, then what will be my first step to identify or to resolve this production issue? Then few more questions were there on agile, like, how big is your team and what is the, retrospective and all these questions they asked me about the agile. Then they said, tell me about the deployment process of your application. Like how are we deploying the application into the, into the server or cloud if we are using any. Then they asked me how to call a procedure by using a JPA. I mean, this was a bit, I was not aware of JPA at that time, so I was not able to answer this question. And how can we call a simple SQL query by using the JPA? And what is the difference between delete, drop and truncate? So this was it was a bit confusing for me to answer him. And second round was also of around 30 to 40 35 minutes, and after that was the HR round which was just a salary discussion. And I was able to clear that, and currently I'm working in the Deloitte only as a consultant. Thank you.